Let's get to it. Whether you have an unfinished or finished basement, chances are that some part of it is actually being used as your go-to storage place. During the wintertime, the space tends to get a little overloaded. So Lesley got some tips on making the basement clutter-free. That's in this week's Get Organized.
Yep, the basement. Now, I'm not sure what shape yours is in, but I'm sure it's storing plenty of stuff, which is why I'm here with organization expert Jeffrey Calandra. Now, why should we tackle this? Should we just get our stuff and get out of here?
Well, unfortunately, the basement, everyone wants to just throw their stuff down and not ever deal with it. And then they go to look for stuff and it takes so much time. So you definitely want to spend some time going through and organizing that stuff so it's all taken care of properly, so there's no water damage, and also so you can just access it very easily when you need it.
Now, does it matter what type of shelves we put it on?
Yes, because basements are prone to water, you want to make sure that you have the proper shelving, and also because of the humidity in basements. So you want to make sure that you
Humidity even in the wintertime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Depending on the type of basement you have and where you live, it could be a year-round problem for you. So you want to make sure you have rust-proof and waterproof shelving. It could be a coated metal, or you can get plastic shelving like this as well.
Now, should we be concerned about mold and mildew? I mean, that's usually what you smell in a basement.
Yeah, because of the humidity and the water that basements can take on, you always want to be cautious of that. So you want to make sure that you either have a dehumidifier or use moisture-absorbing packets or moisture-absorbing containers that you can put around your basement as well.
Oh, so there are certain containers that really help that?
There are certain containers that are designed that they pull in the moisture and then it takes care of it for you in smaller spaces. So bigger spaces, you definitely want a dehumidifier. You want to break up the areas of your basement into segments. So you want to make a certain section where you can put food, where you can put holiday decor, and you can even make use of things like the pegboard. And you
I
can
love
get little
this.
baskets.
This looks so neat.
It gives you a lot of great storage, makes things very easily accessible. You can grab your tools very easily. You can also grab your brooms, your mops, all that kind of stuff.
And look, the wreath is here too.
Yes. I like hanging wreaths because it makes it easier so they're not getting ruined by shoving them in boxes.
They don't get crushed and flat.
Exactly.
That's perfect. You're right.
So you just want to cover it with plastic to avoid dust, but otherwise it's a great way to hang those up in between seasons.
Now, what about for food and canned goods, things like that?
Bottles, canned goods, those types of things are great to keep in the basement. Even a wine is good to keep in the basement because it's a good temperature to store them at. So here you can see we have a bunch of waters, we have some wine.
They have the perfect sideways wine storage.
Exactly,
Look at that.
so you want to make sure it's on its side, of course. All dried goods, you want to make sure you keep that upstairs in more of a temperature-controlled environment because you don't want any moisture absorbing into any of that stuff. So
everything's off the floor too. Is that important?
In basements, because it could take on water, even if you're not someone that gets water in your basement, you never know what a bad rainstorm could do. So you want to make sure you keep all of your stuff off the floor, and only the things that are on the floor should be waterproof items.
Right, that way nothing gets damaged.
Exactly. Don't keep photos, don't keep any valuables down here. So old linens, things like that, you really don't want to keep in the basement.
That's a really good tip. You don't want to lose anything down here.
Any of that precious type stuff from your family or whatever it might be.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for your tips.
Thank you.
For Better, I'm Lesley.
Thank you, Lesley. Right now, I don't actually have a basement, but I do have a closet that I think I'd like to tackle. Maybe this weekend, we'll see.